Alright, so clearly the most popular character is Sakura, right? Let's be honest here. Welcome everyone, Sanju Uchiha here. It's the start of the week, Monday, and I'm fresh home from work as of this recording. And for those of you who probably didn't know or didn't catch my, Naruto slash Boruto 2023 video, the Naruto Top 99 Worldwide Character Popularity Poll is a thing which was announced at Jump Festa 2023, where we vote for the top 99 most popular Naruto characters. I assume they include Boruto characters, I assume, but the point is all of us internationally get to vote. So the point is the top 20 characters will be drawn by Kishimoto with new art, and the number one most popular character will get their own manga by Kishimoto himself. So of course it's not just your regular old popularity poll, it actually has some substance to it, apart from influencing, I guess, the author's decisions in the story. But yo, yes, this is it. So apparently the midterm results are out. Voting does end on the 31st, with the winner being announced in April. But for now, they're giving us the official points standings, and we'll be going over at least the top 20 characters so far. Here on the top, I'm getting tongue twisted here. The Naruto Top 99 site itself. Of course, I'll leave the link to it in the description or in the comments below. You get to vote once a day, so there's that. But yeah, we'll be going over the top 20. I think when I glimpsed it, they at least released the point standing for the top 50, but we'll be going over the top 20 first of all, and then I guess you guys can go over the remaining characters, I suppose. Yeah. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's kick it off. So number 20, we have Kurama, the Ninetales. Now, Kurama, funny enough, is literally the first character that we see in the story as it starts. Crazy enough, attacking the village. He's stopped by the fourth Hokage, and of course he is sealed within Naruto for most of his life, basically after birth. And Kurama is a character that gets a lot of screen time in the grand scheme of things compared to a lot of other characters, and we know for the longest while he was a major menace but extremely useful power source when it comes on to the former main character Naruto Uzumaki. So I mean, seeing his development from day one to where he was when he died with Naruto, it was absolutely beautiful. Love his arc. And even though I probably would rank him higher, I wouldn't really put him in the top 10 per se. Even though the benefit of having a character like Kurama potentially being number one is that, or any character overall, is any other character that was relevant in their life at the time, we get to see more of them as well. So if Kurama was number one, of course we would get probably, I think the logical thing on Kishimoto's side would have been to factor in the Sage of Six Paths himself as well. So, but that's just me. But it would have been interesting to see Kurama's development over the years and just see his escalating hatred for, I guess, humanity and the people who have abused him over the years, making him into, sealing him and making persons Jinchuriki of him. So that would have been interesting. So yeah. Number 19, Rock Lee. Listen. Rock Lee didn't really get much love in Shippuden, honestly, and I can understand him being in the top 20 at least, but I don't know, like, is there anything like substantial I would have wanted to see right now lore-wise with Rock Lee, apart from who the mother of his child is? Probably not so much. And then probably at some point you could factor him in when it comes on to Boruto. He's still alive, so there's still things the writers can do with him. So I don't think I'd really put Lee higher. But moving on. Number 18, we have Neji Hyuga. And I'm not gonna lie, to be honest, I think the characters on this list that would benefit, and there's a lot of them, that would benefit most from having their own manga are characters that have died already. So Neji getting his own manga would be nice. What I could imagine is the time period like after losing to Naruto, after failing to retrieve Sasuke. We could probably see a bit of the ins and outs of how the Hyuga clan was, you know, probably beginning to change, starting with Neji's changing mindset. Maybe that could have been a good idea. That aside, maybe some missions that Neji was on during the Shippuden era might have been good, but all outside of that, I don't see what else I could think of. You can drop your thoughts and suggestions regarding Nejas. Of course, some persons are still kind of bitter, still kind of salty that he was supposedly killed for the sake of peering, and because of how Kishimoto handled a lot of the side characters in Shippuden, I didn't really feel any way when Neji died. I know, don't come at me, but seriously, I just didn't feel any way when he died. It was just such a lack of screen time investment put into Neji when it comes on to part 2 is like, Anyway, number 17, the man who some ladies would love, a man with a tongue in his hand, literally. Deidara. Of course, similar to Neji, and of course being a dead character, pockets of time where he, you know, we didn't get to see would be nice. Of course, probably right after joining the Akatsuki, maybe, or his time in the Stone Village would be nice as well. You know, seeing the dynamic between him and Onoike and everybody else he was probably friends with in the village, what caused him to leave, etc., etc. That would be good. And, you know, there was like one of the more, you know, comedic members of the Akatsuki, I'd say, especially with his dynamic with Sasori. So that would be interesting getting a manga on him. But it is what it is. Gaara. Jeez. Probably one of the best characters from part 1 Naruto, right? And of course, he did get his fair share of screen time in Shippuden. He wasn't fully abandoned like some side characters. Seeing more of his time transitioning into being the Kazekage would be nice. I think that would have been the highlight of it, or even his time adopting his son, whose name I'm forgetting. Shinki, right? Shinki should be Shinki. That would be nice, seeing him transition from becoming a Kage, transition to becoming a father. And of course, I would imagine this manga that Kishimoto will be doing for the number 1 character, it might not have to stay in one place time period wise. So, you know, maybe we could juggle those two things when it comes on to Gaara. I know Gaara was a fan favorite when it comes on to part 1 Naruto, and you know, he really mellowed out going into Shippuden. He had an amazing arc, I would say, and getting to see more of the dynamic between him and his village and all those transitions he made, like going from, you know, the monster to the Kage to the protector to being loved and admired by his villagers, especially the new generation, and everything he had to balance with the old generation, and just his overall responsibilities these days. So yeah, that would be good. Number 15, Hashirama Senju. Now, I have said before, right, that when it comes on to the Boruto side of the franchise, a lot of things regarding that side of the franchise did not have to start yet. There are so many pockets of time within the Naruto universe that fans really want to see. You know, things like, how did Hashirama die? When did he die? The first Great Ninja War, second Great Ninja War, more details on this, and that, the Uzumaki clan, stuff like that. And I think getting Hashirama in number 1 would be nice, you know, seeing more of his life after Madara left the village, or even seeing more of his time with Madara in the village before Madara left and all of that. When he died, his role in probably the first Great Ninja War, that would be awesome. And even seeing more details regarding his siege mode. So that would have been cool if you ask me, but it is what it is. Of course, number 14, Tobirama Senju, coming in above his brother. And honestly, I would say it's the same sentiments when it comes on to Tobirama. It's really shared for me between Tobirama and Hashirama in terms of my sentiments. You know, they are in a pocket of time that we could really use some more details on. So yeah, Shikamaru, Nara, the man himself, one of the best arcs in Shippuden he was really one of the focal points of it. And between part 1, part 2, and even now in Boruto, Shikamaru is a very important character. He gets a lot of screen time, he's recurrent, and of course he's in the process of protecting the king. So, but in terms of what I'd potentially want to see from him, it's hard to say, because between all the screen time he's gotten, and he has his own novel, I believe, anyway. So it's like, I don't know what I'd really want to see with Shikamaru. Drop your thoughts below. I don't know. Number 12, beating out Shikamaru, is Hinata Hyuga, or Hinata Uzumaki. But Hinata, probably a similar sentiment to Neji, perhaps. Or even when it comes down to Hinata, maybe we could get something along the lines of during the last era, like more of her time dating Naruto, if there was anything mission wise that they went on together during that time period before they, you know, had Boruto and everything, how everybody was reacting to them being a couple, etc., etc. Just exploring that pocket of time, keeping up with the Uzumakis, essentially, before they, you know, Boruto and Himawari come into the picture. So that would be interesting. And of course, you can probably, again, if Kishimoto doesn't like limit it to one particular time period, then we could probably explore how the dynamic between her and Neji and the rest of the Hyuga clan probably went after things were changing. Because in terms of the Hyuga clan changing, I don't think we really explored that a lot. So yeah, that would be a nice opportunity if you ask me. Of course, I know some persons are upset about this. Obito Uchiha, some persons would have wanted him to actually rank higher, but this is what it is. We have him at number 11, and I'm one of the persons who was saying that the war arc kinda suffered because of the lack of screen time that Obito had. And I know it's crazy considering how much screen time he had, but certain aspects of his past I think could have been flushed out. Not necessarily better, but just explore it and show it to us more. You know, his time in the mist, or his time leading up to finding out that Rin was, you know, killed by the mist, essentially. And it wasn't really Kakashi's fault. Probably explore the doubts he might have had along the way with Madara's plan. And, you know, exploring his transition to going along with it fully. You know, that moment with Madara before Madara, you know, died aside. You know, it would have been nice. Because, for example, we don't really find out Obito's an orphan until when he's defeated. So, but all in all, he had a lot of screen time, so him... yeah, this is alright. I think, to be honest, I think the placement is alright, honestly, considering the amount of screen time he had. Now, we go into the top 10, and everybody's favorite, perverts, Jiraiya himself. No, honestly, I think Jiraiya should have been higher considering the amount of stories that you could actually tell around him and his travels. He's a fan favorite character. And even though when it comes on to Boruto, we're kind of digging up some stuff regarding Jiraiya, a bit of cloning. Honestly, yeah, there are a lot of pockets of time we could explore with Jiraiya. From probably training and meeting Minato to even his role in the early greats. He would have been in what, the second Great Ninja War? No, or it would have been the third. Yeah, it would have been the third or second. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. More of his time there, more of his falling out with Orochimaru, like probably that fleshed out a bit more, because I believe we only may have had a few panels in the manga, or maybe like a one scene in the anime. Probably more of the build up to that. Probably his losses of, you know, not really getting Tsunade. A lot of his travels with Naruto could probably be explored more. Of course, this is going to be, I believe, a short manga by Kishimoto for the winner, so Yeah, but we can't. Dry is ripe for potential for that number one spot and getting that manga, if you ask me. And everybody loves Jiraiya, so it would be well received, honestly. But that's just me. Number 9, Sasuke Uchiha. Listen to me. Sasuke Sasuke has dominated this show when it comes on to screen time. He's one of the top 5 characters when it comes on to screen time, I would say. The whole of Shippuden, more or less, was dedicated to chasing this man down. This man has his own novel and manga going on right now. Sasuke doesn't need anything else. It's gonna be nice getting some new art of him by Kishimoto since he's in the top 20 as of these midterm results, but yeah, this man doesn't really need this man doesn't need he doesn't need his own manga. Again, especially since we had Keeping Up with Uchiha's, the extra 10 chapters after Naruto ended, with Sarada chasing him down and all of that. Yeah, this man doesn't need his own. He's good. Now, who does or who could use it is Sakumo Hatake, the father of the copy ninja, the man touted to be on par with the legendary Sanin. It would be nice to get more on his character, honestly, and what made him really earn the reputation of being on par with the legendary Sanin. That would be awesome. Getting him, and just seeing more of young Kakashi maybe interact with him and all of that. That would be nice, honestly. Sakumo would be really interested to see where they could go with him. No.
Wake up to reality.
Everybody should know my thoughts on this man, the myth, the legend, the man who brought life to the 4th Great Ninja War, Madara Uchiha. Yes, sir. At the number 7 spot. Yo, this man should be higher, honestly. But Madara, honestly, prime opportunity because, okay, it would be nice to get a bit of comedy, seeing similar to what I was saying with Hashirama. Seeing his time in the Leaf Village would be nice, and getting a bit of comedy here and there. Of course, his whole plot to orchestrate the whole thing with Rin, or even after his fight with Hashirama, or even before on his journey to get the Nine Tails. Or, as I said, after Hashirama, I would imagine he was in the cave for a while, but just seeing how he put his whole plan together to, eventually, coincidentally get Obito on his side. That period of time right there would be nice. Or even the time when his brothers were alive, seeing how they died and his initial reactions to that would be nice. And I mean, it's Madara, dog. Like, come on. Like, the man is the legend, bro. The legend. Up to this day, persons are still sour that, they took him out and put in Kaguya, me included. So, yo, listen. Madara should be higher, is all I'm saying. Now, number 6. You guys really had Naruto Uzumaki in number 6. Jeez, listen, Naruto has his own manga already, bro. However, I know persons in this Boruto era really would want to see more Naruto. So from that perspective, I understand. All that aside, it would be funny if by the time voting ends and Naruto's in number 1, you guys really are going to bring Kishimoto back to draw Naruto, literally. But if there was any pockets of time I'm really interested in, it would be more of what was happening in the last era, or probably maybe a year or two probably before it became Hokage. Maybe that would be a nice period of time to really explore. But yeah, pretty much. Of course, we have everyone's favorite copy ninja, Kakashi Hatake. The man who knows 1,000 jutsu and only uses 5 on a good day. Yes, sir. That's him. The legends. But Kakashi, fan favorite character naturally. But if I were to really talk about if there's any period of time that I really want to see explored with Kakashi, maybe again to kind of flip it and play it off his father. Maybe some periods in his youth, when he was younger. Maybe just after Minato died, that would be interesting because obviously he knew that Naruto was Minato's son, so it would be nice to probably play off that time period too. That would be interesting to see. But I don't know. What other time period would be nice to see with Kakashi? Maybe during the time skip from part 1 to Shippuden would be nice to explore too, to see what he did in his training, how he like found out he had the Mangekyo Sharingan all along. That would be interesting. Not gonna lie. But yeah. Of course, for all of these people, let me know if what time periods that Kishimoto didn't explore you'd want to see with each of these characters I'm going through here. Yeah. Shisui Uchiha. Listen, for a man that didn't really have a lot of screen time, this man is way too popular. But I guess that ties it into it. I mean, Itachi's best friend, the person at the time who was kind of touted to, I guess, be on par with, if not better than Itachi, and naturally one of the most broken genjutsu in the series. I guess persons would want to see more of him, but I think in the Itachi novels and its adaptations, he would have gotten some screen time too. But just seeing that period before his death, you know, the whole dynamic between himself and the Uchiha clan, you know, leading up to the coup d'etat, his thoughts leading up to it, that would be nice to see. Him getting his whole title, I think it's Shisui of the Body Flicker, or, you know, just his role in the village leading up to that point would be interesting. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm just saying. But anyway, top 3, and you would not believe it. At number 3 we have Sakura Haruno. Now, I know Sakura gets a lot of flack, a lot of criticism, and funny enough, I'm doing this video after that recent episode of Boruto with, you know, they're adapting Sasuke Retsuden, and Sakura has joined Sasuke on his mission to save Naruto in the land of Ridaku, and I gave my praise to, you know, Boruto era Sakura being, you know, really amazing. So, despite the amazing characters that are in the top 10 or who have come before her, I would imagine my praise of Boruto era Sakura would extend to Sakura from the last era and beyond, like from there upwards. So with that in mind, I'd honestly probably be interested in having, you know, Kishimoto explore that time period that the mainstream Naruto audience didn't get to see, from the last era upwards. You know, what was the dynamic? What she forever loved Sasuke, but I personally wanted to see more of what was done during that era to rebuild the dynamic between them, outside of, yeah, she's forever going to love him and forgive him, whatever. But at the same time, Sakura has her own novel. Now, to what extent that novel goes into, like time periods, which I assume is the last as well, it's like she has her novel already, so it's like, but again, it depends on the time period, I would say. So I mean, we could work something out. But on that foundation, Sakura being in the top 10, I don't see why not. But for the hype of it, I can see persons wouldn't really want to really explore Sakura, honestly. Now, Uchiha number 2. Listen, this man was one of the central quote-unquote antagonists, quote-unquote, within the story, right? He got a lot of screen time too. Of course, he has a bunch of novels that they haven't really been adapted to manga format per se, but his novel, at least one of them, I believe, were adapted in Naruto Shippuden. He's had a lot of screen time. And is there anything else we could really explore with Itachi? Like, I mean, probably his adventures in the Akatsuki. Of course, there is an Akatsuki novel as well, in addition to the Itachi novels that are out. But maybe we could explore his time in the Akatsuki a bit more. Maybe some things that we didn't get to see here and there, perhaps. But apart from that, I can't, like, I don't know. I can't really see. It feels like we've explored what we really need to with Itachi. So, yeah. But moving on. Number 1, the most popular Naruto character as it stands as of this, well, January 16th, 2023. the man, the myth, the handless. Minato Namikaze. Now, I believe this is an amazing pick when it comes on to number one. Especially since he is one of the dead characters in the franchise at the moment, who there are multiple pockets of time we could explore with him. More of his time after, you know, Kushina fell for him when they were in school, leading up to them dating, and probably any missions they went on. Of course, leading up to when Naruto was born. More about his side of the family, the Namikaze clan, I imagine. That would be nice. And of course, what's good about it as well, like I was saying earlier in the video, or I keep saying, is that whoever wins this popularity poll, any other character that was relevant, we can play off them as well, so they can get screen time, and things we didn't know about those characters as well, or that character, we can get. So of course Kushina is a relevant character within Minato's story. I would hope, or I would think. So we could probably by proxy get more on the Uzumaki clan if we go down this road. If Minato can maintain his number one spot, that would be a benefit of it. And I know a lot of persons would want to learn more about the Uzumaki clan. Now, one thing I would love to happen as well, apart from them like probably doing this popularity poll probably twice a year, maybe even 3 times, make Kishimoto come back in, man, and draw. But apart from that, damn, I think I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, no, now it clicks to me. I would hope in some shape or form, whatever revelations character-wise or lore-wise, they can tie it back into the main Boruto story one way or another, depending on the character that wins, honestly. Because I think in this era of this, you know, Boruto is the sequel spin-off, right? And we finally feels like we're in the era where of that spin-off, where the true milking of the franchise in a positive way for now is going on, where we have this, you know, the spin-off sequel Boruto, we have an adventure with Sasuke going on there, we have the winner of this popularity poll will get, you know, some tidbits of history of the Naruto story that we didn't get to see there, we have novels and everything there. Interesting material that we the audience want to see is scattered everywhere in this whole, you know, spin-off era. So I would hope, number one, some amount of lore or revelations about it can actually tie back into Boruto some way or another, just to kind of make everything feel connected, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So of course, just a reminder, we get to vote once a day. Voting ends January 31st. I don't know if the points, if I don't know, let me know what you think. Do you think these characters will maintain their positions? I really want to know. Just to take a quick look in terms of from 21 to 50, we have Yamato, Kakuzu, Sai. Oh, Mito Uzumaki would have been nice too. 10-10, you know, 10-10. And Tuichi, which I think is the ramen guy. I mean, that would be a nice one if I'm being honest. Like, I mean, the ramen guy obviously is the true strongest character in the show, and he was actually the one who, you know, basically gave the Otsutsuki the information on the earth, and he's actually the one running the show, honestly. We have Zabuza, would be cool. Nagato would be cool. We have some nice ones around 21 to 50. Hidan, awesome. Orochimaru is a big one. Indra Otsutsuki would be nice too. Might die. It would be nice, but not so much. Kisame would be cool. Seeing his time in the mist, playing off Obito there. Tendo. I think I'm confusing Tendo and Tuichi. I think one of these should be the ramen guy. Conan, alright. Iruka, Tsunade would be nice. Ashina, Uzumaki, not sure which character that is. Toby. So they have Toby and Obito as 2 separate characters. Interesting. Sasori, Ino, Kimimaro, Hiruzen, Terokage, Tamari, Haku. Kaguya would be nice, but I imagine at some point we'll get that in Boruto, so maybe not completely necessary. Kushina, same thoughts as Minato. For Gaku, this would be nice, honestly. If he was number one. Izuna would be good too. And even Guy. They had some nice ones in from 21 to 50, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Of course, remember to vote. Remember to vote. Even though, honestly, I'm perfectly alright with Minato winning. Interestingly enough, they have it separated by regions as well, apart from the overall. Itachi's number one in Japan, which is interesting. Kakashi, Naruto. In Asia, we have Minato, Itachi, Sakura. Oceania, we have Minato, Shisui, Sakumo. We have yo, like Minato is winning in most regions. Honestly, it's crazy. Shisui, Itachi. Interestingly enough, in Central and South America, we have Sakura being number one. Interesting. Europe, Minato, Shisui, Itachi. Middle East, Minato, Itachi, Shisui, and in Africa, we have Minato, Shisui, Itachi. Very interesting. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about these points standing when it comes down to the Naruto Top 99 Character Popularity Poll, and if you've been voting and who you've been voting for. Personally, I've been voting for Madara. So it is what it is. And Madara's not far off. Number 7 is not a bad number. The man himself. I wouldn't mind upping him to top 5. Well, that's just me. That's just me. Anyway, Sanjuichi here, guys. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you in the next, well, Boruto chapter 77 drops this week. So there is that to look out for. Anyway, I'm looking forward to probably covering the spoilers, maybe. But it is what it is. Anyway, that's it for me. This has been a long video. I'll see you guys in the next one.